Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Power or Mike Heatwave. I'm Jonathan Coachman with Mike today and with the Jackal, filling in for Paulie Dangerously this week. And today on Power or Mike Heatwave, we will see the TWF heavyweight winnings on stake when Asuka fights Seth Rollins for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Jonathan Coachman says. And Seth Rollins has been telling everyone that will listen that he's the man, that he will win the TWF heavyweight winnings for a free with time, and that there is nothing that no one can do about it. Jonathan Coachman says, well, they can believe that all they want. If they want to, they got that right. They got that freedom, Mike today says. You know, but if it truly happens, then that's a whole other thing. Believing in yourself, is one thing. Having belief in what you can do, that's also another thing as well. But believing that you can beat someone that you never fought before, never wrestled before, then that's a whole other thing. Mike today says, well, Seth Rollins has done it. He's done everything you can do in FCW and everything you can do in WWE and also in the TWF. And I don't think Asuka has a luck in hell of beating Seth Rollins and keeping the TWF heavyweight winnings. Well, then we'll just have to see how this match plays out, Jonathan Coachman says. And we also let you know that the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, Ric Flair, has forbid anyone to be at the match. Only Paulie Dangerously can be around the ringside. So if Xia Li or Razib shows up, then who knows what's going to happen. John Coachman says, well, I don't know either, Mike today says. But we know Seth Rollins entrusts into Paulie Dangerously, his overseer and seer, as he calls himself. He entrusts in Xia Li and Aziz's. If he can do it by himself, well, that's a whole other thing. This match is for the TWF heavyweight winnings. First, coming to the ring with his overseer and foreseer, Paulie Dangerously, he is Seth Rollins. And she is the TWF heavyweight fighter from the Kaiserreich Folkreich of Dawnland, the Kaiserin of Tomorrow, Asuka. Well, first off, this is the first time that Seth Rollins and Asuka has ever wrestled, Jonathan Coachman says, here in the toy wrestling gathering. Well, yeah, that may be true. Maybe they did wrestle in other toy wrestling businesses, Mike today says. But they did not wrestle in a toy wrestling gathering until today. Hey, I'm going to tell you something right now, the Jackal says. If Asuka loses, does that mean Seth Rollins is ready for Asuka? That's if Asuka loses, Jonathan Coachman says, which it doesn't seem to be what that's happening right now. And now Seth Rollins going outside right now, I guess for a breather, a new game goal. And Paulie Dangerously and him are talking about something, I don't know what, but whatever it is, hopefully it helps him win. And I guess it did because he took down Asuka in a body slam on the Kaiserin of Tomorrow, Jonathan Coachman says. Paulie Dangerously behind Bobby Heenan and James E. Cornette. Those two have to be the three most greatest overseers whoever did the craft, Mike today says. And now Seth Rollins now has Paulie Dangerously as his overseer. So I guess the sky is the end to how far he can go. Yeah. And want to know something the Jackal says, or Cyrus says, when Asuka gets curve stomped, side stomped, and Seth Rollins is the TWF heavyweight fighter, I will say I told you so. And him also being the last doll to come from Big Lots, before they fully shut down. And now Seth Rollins wanted to do the curve stomp to Asuka, but Asuka got away. Also that spin strike she's known to do, the Kaiserin strike. Asuka's got Seth Rollins in the Asuka lock, Jonathan Coachman says. So many wrestlers have fallen to that. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, Taylor, Arrow, Enzo Amore, a lot of folks. Even Aziz himself fell beaten to that. Mike today said if Seth Rollins yields out of this, which he need be or need not to, it can't go well for Paulie Dangerously or the rest of Seth Rollins' team of Xia Li. And Aziz, Mike today said, he won't yield out of it. He's tough. It'll take more than some weird offshoot of the round weird chicken wing to get Seth Rollins to yield, the Jackal says. Meaning, here is your winner, and still the TWF heavyweight fighter, Asuka. Well, Asuka, bold and fearless, and wise enough to get out of the ring before Paulie Dangerously, Xia Li, or Aziz could do anything to get even on the loss. Mike today says, well, you got that right. Jonathan, you got that right, Mike. Jonathan Coachman says, we all know how Seth Rollins and Paulie Dangerously and Xia Li and Aziz feel and how they handle losing to anyone. They don't handle it well, Jonathan Coachman says. Well, it looks like, the Jackal says, alright, yeah, I say I was wrong that Asuka did beat Seth Rollins, but I think this war wrong between them will not be over, the Jackal says. Well, only time will tell if that is true or not, Jonathan Coachman says, Jackal. But now we're going to take it away now to good old JR. We're going to take it away to Jim Ross. Oh, thank you, Jonathan Coachman and Mike today. I'm going to be talking with Asuka here today on Power and Mike Heatwave. Alright, Asuka. But I saw you out there. You're still the TWF heavyweight fighter. You got your win over Seth Rollins, a man that many folks said you could not win against. Well, Jim Ross, like I said many times, like I've been telling folks in WE since 25th between YL, like I've been telling folks in the TWF since 26th between YL, that no one is ready for Asuka. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from Seth Rollins. Yeah, Seth Rollins is a good wrestler. And yes, there were times in the match where I thought that I would lose to the so-called seer, the so-called upriser. But at the end of the day, I ended up winning, and it was Seth Rollins who ended up losing. Well, Asuka, are you worried about Seth Rollins, Paulie Dangerously, Xia Li, or Aziz getting even for this loss? If they want to come after me and get even for this loss, they know where they can seek me. But it won't end well for Seth, Paul, Xia, or Aziz, because no one is ready for Asuka. Well, that is my talk with the Kaiserin of tomorrow, the TWF heavyweight fighter, Asuka. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman and Mike today. Well, thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Asuka here today on Power and Mike Heatwave. And that's all the time we got here for Power and Mike for Heatwave. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Mike today and with the Jackal or Cyrus. We hope you like Power and Mike Heatwave, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw.